Hello, welcome to another live with Jessica at the Tunisian Crochet Graphghan Boutique. My lighting is off today, so I look a little blurry. Gotta love technology. Oh well, we'll do the best we can here. Give everybody a few minutes to pop on. We've had a few questions that I'm going to address this evening. The decal for the shawl is getting set up now, so all the information should be in there this week so that everybody can start. And if you have gotten your DK weight yarn, pop on and say that you got it. If you haven't gotten it, pop on and say that you haven't, and if that's what you're going to use. Hi, Celeste. Yeah, so, you know, when you get a minute, pop on and say whether you got your yarn or not, and if this is what you're using, or if you're using something else. It softens leak decay, and yes, I know it comes up backwards on here. That's just the camera. It is what it is. Goodness. We had a few questions about frogging. Someone asked because they seen somebody took a hook and stuck it through the project. And let me get my project over here. For frogging, I'm at the beginning of the row here. So, let's see what's going on with my comments here. There we go. Aha! There's some people. If I have to frog a row, I like to take a stitch marker, and I take my hook and pull up the yarn, and I put the stitch marker in that stitch. Hi, Angela. I put the stitch marker in that stitch because when I'm done, that's not going to come out if I pull on it and I need to pick my project back up. So if you have to frog a whole row, hey Sissy, hey Angela, if I have to frog a whole row, the stitch below here, your beginning stitch, oh goodness, you can put your stitch marker in there and frog and it won't come out. Now, the way that somebody was talking about, hi Abby, the way that somebody else was talking about was if you have to frog and you do not have to frog the whole row. If you do not have to frog the whole row, then you can actually go in and slide your hook in, and yes, it's a pain and it takes a little while, but you count your stitches over that you need to pick up, and it takes a few minutes. And if you take your time and you cast on however many stitches you need till you see your mistake, and you have them cast on like this, and say I needed to frog all of this, but I knew that these 10 stitches were correct, then I could frog and leave these on my hook, and it will stop frogging at that point. So then you'll still have those 10 stitches, and that's where your yarn's going to stop. I hope that makes sense. But yes, you can leave your hook in and just frog a few stitches. You do not always have to frog a whole row. If I do have to frog a whole row, then I take my stitch marker and I put it in the first stitch, because that way it's not going to come out, and I'm not going to frog a whole bunch of my work. So, let me pull my hook out here and put it in my beginning stitch where my stitch marker is. So, like I said when I first popped on here, the decal is getting set up in our events. The gauge swatch and everything else will be added this week. So you guys should be able to pretty much start on this weekend. I hope everybody has gotten their yarn. If you have, you know, pop in and say that you got it. If you haven't got it yet, pop on and say that you haven't gotten your yarn for the tea cow yet if you intend on doing it. Hi Donna. Hi Rita. So yeah, if you have your yarn, pop in, let me know that you got it. Everything should be up by, the videos are actually up. The stitch counts will be in there Friday. I'm going to try to get them in after work tomorrow, but if I don't, they will be in on Friday. So, it's telling me who's watching, but I'm not getting comments this evening. Oh, there we go. Angela says hi. Marie says hi. There, we got some of them. Okay, so hopefully you guys have got your yarn and you're ready. If not, like I said, this will be up for a while. It would only let me post it out a year. I'm going to see if I can go in and change the date a little bit later on. But this will be up at least a year. Hi, Donna. So, I hope everybody's got their yarn and they're excited to start. We will also be putting the hook size with whatever yarn you're using. We are going to add the hook size with the worsted weight for weight yarn. We're going to have it for the DK, and we're going to have it for a finger weight yarn. I was playing around with hooks, and I decided to go 4 sizes bigger for the finger weight that I was using, and it's way too big. So I am going to go smaller, so that will be in there as well with how many yards you're going to need if you want to do this in finger weight. If you want to do this in finger weight, it is going to look absolutely stunning. It is going to take a while because finger weight is not as thick, so it's not going to work up as fast. So you're probably going to have at least 600 rows to make, you know, to make it this something about 5.5 foot. So, hi Kim. I will message you when we're done and send you the link for the Fallen Officer pattern so that you know where to get it. I do like that pattern. It worked up really nice. The only thing is it's a little small. It's a little on the smaller side. So if I was going to do it over again, I would either use a bigger hook or I would add to it. Honestly, I'd have to look at the math for it again. I might actually double that pattern if I did it again. Okay, so, does anybody have questions about the tea cowl that we're talking about, the rectangle shawl? Kim says, I love the pattern. I did love the pattern, but there were rows where I had 120 bobbins at a time, so count and take your time is pretty much all I can, my best advice. It did take some time to do. So, what was the finish size? It was about 4.5 foot by about 3 foot. I don't have the math right in front of me. I'd have to look at the pattern, but I'll let you know when I look at it. Yeah, it come out smaller than I wanted it to. I was hoping it would come out, you know, 60 inches and be a little bit taller. So I think if I did it again, I might add to the length of the flag, and then that would help it. But like I said, I'll have to look at the math again. So, does anybody have questions about the tea cowl that's about to start? We're getting ready to do the rectangle shawl, as I'm sure all of you have heard about and are probably either really excited or really tired of hearing me talk about. Hello, Sandy. So, most of the people that participated in the poll, and the poll is still up, the people from the poll that participated that got the most votes was, they said, they answered that they could work about 3 to 4 hours a week on this. So the way that I have that figured out is 3 to 4 hours. It takes approximately 10 minutes for a row. And I did my row kind of slow, you know, that way if you've dropped a stitch or whatever, you're counting, you know, because this is beginner. It takes about 10 minutes to do a row. So if it takes 10 minutes to do a row and you work on it for an hour, you have 6 rows done. So if you're working on it for 3 hours, you're going to have 18 rows. And if you're working on it for 4 hours, you're going to have 24 rows. For those of you that are new, you can't work on this that much. This is going to be up for over a year. Please do not panic and think, oh my gosh, I need to. No. Do not panic. This will be up for a long time. But in the sense of releasing this, we are going to work on the first I'm going to put 18 rows in for those that are able to do the 4 hours. But do not feel pressured that you have to hurry up and do this, because you don't. This decal is going to be up for a long time. So please don't panic. Also, in the meantime, I ordered some fantastic yarn that I posted in the group a couple weeks ago. And we're going to do a poll on that yarn. And it has the new glitter in it like this. Ta-da! It shines. And if you scroll down the page to my post, I bought 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out whether we're going to do a blanket or a shawl. And we're going to post a poll in here to see what you guys think that this yarn should work up as. With the colors, and I will repost the pictures. This isn't the colors that I'm working with. I'm working with a violet, a teal, and a purple with black, and it's so pretty. I cannot wait to get it. But and I know that several of you ordered this, the yarn that I'm talking about with the glitter in it, and thank you all for ordering. I do appreciate it. I know that we got at least 3 or 4 orders from friends of mine that have ordered, so thank you. Hey Amy, thank you Linda. I do love I think this is going to be nice. I'm kind of thinking a shawl, but we'll see who gets the most votes, and I'm going to gauge swatch because this is actually a 4-ply that I ordered instead of the 3-ply, so it's going to be a little bit thicker. So I'm going to have to swatch with a different size hook to see what we like for this. Sandy said, sorry, gotta go. Kids won't go to sleep. We'll catch you later. I understand how that is. Oh, speaking of Andrea, there she is. Hi, Andrea. Linda said she wants to cuddle it and pet it and name it George. I saw her say that. Yes, I did. I'm going to get these 3 cakes, and I'm going to pet them till the glitter falls off. Sandy said, thank you, Jessica, for all you do. It'll be in here, Sandy. Just watch it whenever you get time. There's no rush. Everything stays in here. Hi, Penny. So, yeah, we're going to be adding a poll in the group for the yarn I posted a couple days ago. And I don't know how long it's going to take to come in, but I'm so excited. I love the colors, and thank you all that joined, that bought it. I know, I think Kim ordered, and I think Angela ordered, and I think one more person ordered 3, and for the life of me, their name is escaping me, and I'll see it and be like, oh, that's who did it. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm super excited. And, there's also a pattern that Andrea is going to be releasing pretty soon, and it's kind of got like a granny square at the top, and it's a shawl, and she said it's ready to ship on Friday. Woo! I'm so happy. There's another pattern that's going to be released here pretty soon. It is not Tunisian, but it has like a granny square, and then there's like back post and front post panels, and it's a triangular shawl. And Kim says I ordered, but I haven't received the invoice yet. Kim, sometimes you have to go into your email and type in little favorites, one word, and it'll come up. Sometimes it goes into the spam folder, and if it's not in there, you can actually go to Little Favorites by Rhea and their business page, and Andrea's great. She'll get back with you. She's in Germany, so her time zone's a little bit different, but she's always been fantastic about getting back to you and everything. So she might not, if she doesn't have your email, that would be a good way to get a hold of her. So yeah, but she's releasing a pattern back to that, and I have the red, white, and blue cakes, and they have the glitter in them. And I want to do it's a V shawl. It's shaped like the V or triangle. And this is going to be done with like the granny square pattern. And I think with a white shirt underneath, or a white tank top, white cami, whatever, that this up against there on the back of you is going to show through with the granny square type stitches. And oh my gosh, it's going to look just like the American flag with stars. So I'm so excited to work this pattern up in this. So after the cow gets released in here, then I'm going to start on that, and I am so excited. I'm actually thrilled to death. Penny, how do I order hook? What hooks are you looking for, Penny? Most of the hooks, unfortunately, are sold online for Tunisian crochet. There's a couple yarn stores, local yarn stores, that do carry Tunisian hooks, but they don't really carry different brands. They usually will only have like one set in there. Tunisian crochet is catching on, but it's not as popular as regular crochet. Hi, Mary Bailey. So Penny, just let me know what hooks you want to order, and we'll get you some help. Kim said, I can't wait. I ordered it and waiting for it to come in. Yes. Andrea just said that she's sending some of them out on Friday. So, my postman is going to see me every day until it comes in. Be like, do you have a box for me yet? Do you have a box for me yet? So, my little post lady is going to be like, no, your yarn did not come in, because every time I get it, she's like, oh, you got more yarn. I'm like, yes. She said, you open it. I want to see, because I got a little, what is she? She said she's Korean. My lady's Korean. I love her to death. She's fantastic. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, Patty just let us know what kind of hooks you want, and I will get you some help with where to order them. Most of them you have to order online. The yarn that we're talking about is Little Favorites from Rhea, by Rhea, and we'll post a link in here later, because Erica had something to do and she's not on with us right now. But I'm so excited. I actually was a little surprised because I got these two and I ordered them separately, and when I got them, I didn't realize that one was more the rainbow colors and this one's more pastel. But I'm super excited to work these ones up. I actually forgot that I ordered this one. Penny, for the cow. The hook that you're going to need for the cowl that for the cowl that we're getting ready to do, if you have the yarn, which yarn are you going to use? We're recommending to use the DK weight yarn, and we're using Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek, because this is going to work up a little bit quicker, but it's not going to be as thick as like a blanket. So we're using this. And for your math, the math will also be over in the cowl. you are going to want one ball of this for each 14 inches tall that you're doing your cowl or your rectangular shawl. So, you know, if you're, you know, you're going to have to do the 14 inches times however you want. Hi, Melinda. If you are using the Penny, if you're using the DK that we're using, you're going to need a 6mm hook. And the cable I have on here is 18 inches. But I don't even need an 18-inch cable. I was out in the car and it's what I had, so I popped this on. Because this is going to be like 28, 29 inches because we're working it sideways. So for 29 inches, which is, you know, basically 30 inches would be about half. So, you know, 15 inches would be a little over half. So as long as you have a cable that's, you know, 10 to 15 inches, you're good. You could definitely go with a shorter one. The hooks for the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK, you are going to need a J, which is a 6mm hook. And if you happen to want to do it in the worsted weight yarn, I used an 8. Oh goodness, my eyesight. I used an 8mm. So if you're using number 4 worsted weight yarn, the math will be in there. It's going to be 8mm. And if you're using something that is finger weight, that's thin, I tried the 4.5 and it was a little bit big, so I'm going to try the 4mm and I will let you guys know. I'm going to work that swatch up Friday because I do not work, as many of you know, I work some crazy hours, so my day off will be fantastic. Yeah, so Penny, let me know what yarn you're going to work with, and that's what size hook you're going to need. The J hook seems to be really popular for a lot of the yarns that we use, and since this is going to have a beautiful drape, we're going up bigger sizes. This on the back, someone asked about joining the yarn. For those of you that know how to tie your shoes, which I'm assuming it's most of you, when you go to add your yarn, I had the new yarn and the old yarn and I just looped them over once, like you were to tie the beginning of your shoes, and then I did a couple stitches and then I went back and I tightened it up. Now after I did a few rows, I went and I actually tied another knot, the same as you would tie your shoes, just one more time. I did that one more time to lock it into place, but you do not have to do that. You do not have to tie a knot. I did because I knew that all my stitches were correct. I checked my rows, and before I tied it in a knot, I made sure I was several rows above, and you want to do it loose so that you don't pull the stitches. Penny, I am so new to this. Penny, we got you. This is beginner. All of the videos are up in the group. When you first click on the Tunisian Crochet Graphghan Boutique and you scroll down, it's one of the first 2 posts because we marked it as an announcement. So all of those beginner stitches are there. So you could practice with regular worsted weight and an 8mm hook if you have it. If you don't, this is practice. This is just a practice piece, and all of the stitches are there so that you can learn the stitches. So if it curls or whatever, it's just practice. This isn't actually the cowl. This is just practice. That will help you catch up as well. And somebody asked or made a comment on the post about these hooks, and they found that plastic rubs and it squeaks and it makes noises. I do not recommend these hooks. I had these hooks thrown in a bag because I don't like them, but they were sitting next to me and I needed a hook to try the practice piece to start the stitches to see how it was going to work up with a worsted weight yarn. That is the only reason that I'm using these plastic hooks. They stink and I don't like these at all, but it was what I had sitting next to me and I figured, oh, I'll just use this, and well, I ended up using it to make the videos and everything else. So it's not what I had planned, but you know, it's life. You do with what you got, and it's right next to you. Because, you know, why search through a whole drawer for something that you're not going to do anything with anyway? Linda said she's got to run. Yeah, Penny, all of the, we'll actually have Angela or one of us will tag you in that post so that you can look at the practice stitches and try them out. And for those of you that have your DK weight yarn, great. I look forward to seeing you there. If you're going to do the worsted weight, I'm going to have the math up for that Friday, and I will have the math worked up for the finger weight yarn too. Penny, do you have the pattern? Yes, the pattern that we're going to be working on for this shawl is the same pattern that we worked up in the practice piece. This practice piece is 32 stitches. Depending on the yarn you're using, you didn't say if you're using the DK weight or not. The DK weight is going to be 126 stitches, and the pattern will be in there. The worsted weight will be less stitches, and I will have the amount in there. And we're setting up the TCal now, the events. So if you go to the top of the page when I'm not live, and it says like announcements and topics, and it says files and some stuff across the top of the page, there's one that says events, and you can join to click that. And the videos are also in there. The pattern is being released on Friday, because that way everybody can know what yarn they're working with, what size hook they need, and how many stitches, because the stitch count is drastically going to be different with the different yarns you're using. Because if I kept them all the same and I did, you know, 126 stitches in the worsted weight, this thing would be like 45 inches long, and we don't want that. We're working it longwise, and it would be too long from the neck down. And then for the finger weight yarn, the stitch count is going to be completely different because the stitches are going to be much smaller, so the stitch count for this is going to be higher. So I don't want to really commit and say, oh, we're going to need so many stitches, because if you're using a different yarn, it's not going to work. Penny said red heart yarn. Is it the number 4 worsted weight yarn? If you're using a number 4 worsted weight yarn, you're going to need an 8mm hook. And I will have the stitch count available in the TCal event that we're having set up. And at the top of the page is the a picture of this shawl, and it says in the comments all of the videos so you could learn the stitches. But if you're using Red Heart, you're going to need an 8mm hook and a cable. You're probably going to need like 10 inches, 12 inches for your cable, and you'll be fantastic. I think, I'm trying to remember what the smallest cable that came with my set was. I think it was like 18 inches. I think we got 18, 24, 30. No, I got 24, 32, and 40. But you can still use that because you'll be good. Let's see, what else? All of the math will be up Friday. We are going to put up the first 18 rows. When I put up the first 18 rows, I am going to refer to video 1, video 2, video 3, and they will be posted in the order that you need to do them. And then the body is pretty much going to be the same thing. The body is going to be, you know, this video done however many rows you need to get the length that you need. So we will just post the body video in the next 8 and, you know, just type in. And like I said, please do not feel like, oh my gosh, I got to get this done in this amount of time. This is going to be up for a long time. This is not one of them things that I'm going to be like, okay guys, you got 12 weeks to get it done, and if you don't, then you got to buy the pattern from me. That's not what we're doing here. This is a teaching group. I want you guys to learn the stitches and do this, and it's meant to be fun. This is not meant to be, hurry up, we're going to cram this in. That's not what I want here. I think that this pattern would work up fantastic in the Wicked series that Rhea has. This is one of the ones she has. This is the Wicked Red. And I think that if you did this and you started with the black and you got to the red and then started your next one with the black and worked to red, then you would have the red and black. So it would almost look like Harley Quinn kind of colors. I think it would be fantastic. So, do we have any questions yet? Melinda said yes, it would. I almost think that like a light blue to a pink would look great too, because, you know, she's got the pink and then the blue pigtails. But that's just me, you know. Everybody has their own ideas of what they think would look great, and I cannot wait to see what everybody comes up with and what everybody uses and everything else. The only one comment, one question, Melinda said I need to order another cake of that colorway. Yeah, I need to order another one too. Kim said I just bought 2 of them in February and waiting for them to come in. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long for them to come in. Sometimes about 3 weeks where I am. But I think sometimes it's more customs than anything else. Or a lot of the times too, if you've ordered when she has like the Easter baskets or the Christmas baskets, it takes a little bit longer because it's based on when you pay, because then she's got like a million cakes to do by hand. So that takes a little bit longer for her to make all of them, because they are baked just for us. Melinda said a black and yellow for Batman would be cool too. Oh, that's a good idea. Look at you guys, all full of ideas. Yeah, I'm liking some of these ideas. I don't think I have. Nope, I don't have black and yellow. I might have to get black and yellow. Ooh, so many ideas. Although, here, Melinda, since you are like you are, I did get this yellow, and it's got the glitter in it, and this is called Sparkling Gold, and this is a 4-ply, and it's 750 meters. This might not be bad. And then get 2 more cakes in black. Y'all are going to have me broke ordering all this yarn. Bye, Penny. Okay, now, for all of you guys, I did post that the T-Cal was starting like March 22nd. Everything will be up Friday. We are going to do, we're going to post 18, what is it, what did I say, 12, 6, 12, 18. We're going to post 24 rows for the first week. And that way we can see how many people are actually getting that far, and then after that we may post 18 rows a week. But the body of the pattern that we're doing is going to be a repeat. So since it's going to be a repeat over and over and over again, then what we're going to do is, you know, you can repeat that until, you know, you get the length that you want, and then we'll do the bind off, or the rest of the border, and then the bind off. Angela said, I tagged you, Penny. The post will show you the stitches so you can learn them. Thank you, Angela. Ashley said, love that. There's so much going on here. I love this. I love all the yarn, and it's like heaven. This is all, I know you guys will get dizzy. This is all Rhea yarn, and there's 2 more cubbies behind me. So, yes. And there's Rhea's Facebook page link. Thank you. So yeah, anybody that's having any orders, you can shoot her a PM. Make sure she's got your email address, and go into your Gmail account, email account, whatever you use, and type in this little search bar, little favorites, and her stuff that she sent you will come up. Sometimes it comes up under spam, so you have to go in and then click on it and make sure that you change what folder it's in. I had to do that in the beginning. And if you don't know how to do it, you can ask in here and someone will show you or talk you through it, depending on what kind of email and what kind of phone you got, how to change it. Okay, so I'm super excited about the cow. I know that many of you are too. I hope everybody's gotten their yarn. Like I said, to calculate your yarn, if you go out this week or even next week, I'm not sure when Hobby Lobby has their yarn on sale, because that's where the Yarn Bee comes from. I think it's next week, but I don't know. You can wait to go get it till it's on sale. And like I said, for every 14 inches you want this, Andrea posted a link to the actual order page. Thank you, Andrea. Kim said they just got the invoice to me. Excited to wait for the yarn. Yes, I cannot wait. And Melinda said it's next week. So, like I said, if you want to wait till next week to go and get the yarn, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm behind. I am frugal, and if you guys can save money and get the yarn on sale, I'm all about that. So go ahead and do that. Hi, Erica. So, yeah. The math and everything else will be up Friday into the group for whatever yarn you're going to use. We're going to have we're going to have 3 weights of yarn, and we're going to have the math for that. I will have that up with how much you're going to need and your gauge. Now, I know everybody's gauge isn't going to be the same, so I do recommend taking some time when you feel like it's gotten long enough and measure it. And when you're about an inch too short, that's when I would pretty much quit, because when you block this, it's going to stretch a little bit. Erica said I'm late. You're allowed to be late. You've been working out and doing water aerobics and eating well, and you're probably sore as can be this week. Yeah, so anyway, the information for the cow is already up. Go into the events tab at the top of the page and join into the event. Here's Rhea's website as well. Beware, shopping will occur. Yes, it will occur. It's so pretty over there, and I know a few of you were asking about the yarn dildo. I did ask Rhea, and if she can find a few people that want these, she will make that sure that these are back in her shop. So just so you know, if you want one and you're interested, let her know. Yes, this is the redneck coming down, Mr. Chris. So yes, she had one of these in her shop, and it had like some kind of tie-dye design on it, and I loved it, and I missed out. I didn't get it fast enough. But I absolutely do love these. I'm actually going to get another one when she gets them in. This one is hot pink, and it's called a dildo because, well, you see how the front of it is, and it sticks to your yarn, and it's funny as heck. So, Angela said, yes, please. Kim says, I want one. So, yeah, I think she should get a couple in her shop. That way we can all jump on and get them. Yes, and shopping will occur when you go onto her page. We also had a question from another member about the cakes, the club cakes. For those of you that are interested in the club cakes are a once a month cake that she will show a picture of. So she'll show a picture of this. Bam! This is the club cake for the month. And sometimes she'll have options that'll just be that you can get it with glitter, without glitter. You can get it wound this way, you can get it wound that way. And then other months she'll be like, well, this is the club cake, but if the but if the club cake is something that you don't really like, she may have other options. So Bria may have a picture of this and say, okay, this is the club cake, but you have the option of buying this, or you have the options of buying this. So, yeah. So then you can choose what is your favorite cake, or you can order all three, or you can do whatever you want. And, hello, Gloria. And, there are some of you, there was a few that messaged and said, you know, I can't afford a club cake every month. If you cannot afford a club cake and she posts a picture and she says, this is the cake for March. This is not the cake for March. We're going to say this is the cake for March. This is the March cake. You go under and you say you want one, or you go under and you say I'll pass. And if you pass that month, you won't get an invoice. So in not getting an invoice, you don't have to pay anything. And if you do get an invoice and you're going to pass, you can just shoot her a message. Melinda said, and then you end up spending your whole paycheck. I just did that. I just spent quite a bit. Yeah, so when she is, if I hear something about the yarn dildos from her, that she's getting them in, or she's going to be posting them or whatever, I will pop on here and let you guys know. I love mine. I do. My coffee table is a little slippery, so I went out and bought at the Dollar Tree. They have that little shelf liner that's rubber. I put a little piece under mine and crochet along, and it all works out fantastic. Even when the dog crosses over the yarn. Erica said, shame, shame, shame. But it was good yarn. Yeah, Kim said, I just did that too, ordering those 3 cakes. Yeah, them 3 cakes are pretty. I asked Erica which her favorite was, but she never answered me. I might have to message her back and be like, hey. Well, now I have to go and order the red and black and who knows what else, said Melinda. Andrea said, I'll see what I can get shortly, and I will let you guys know first in here. Woo! Yes, we'll take it. You may have a line. They may be sold before you actually get them all up on the page. Oh, did you now? Yes, I did. And if you go onto my post that had the 3 colors, you might have been at the gym, but I did ask you. And see those 3 colors that were on there? I asked you which one you like the best. I'm going to have to bring a couple cakes with me when I come down to visit. Raywin says hi from New Zealand. Hi, New Zealand! Kim says yes. It's so exciting in here. Andrea said I wouldn't mind that. Erica said the fuchsia. Alright. Alright, Andrea, since you're in here, I need one of the violet cakes. Or you said the fuchsia is in the pink, Erica, or the purple? There's a violet. Melinda said the purple, or maybe the teal. Oh, both. I got all 3. I couldn't pick. It was so hard. They're so pretty. The pinkish one, Erica, is the one you're talking about? Yes, pink. Alright, Andrea, I need another one of those cakes thrown on the ones I just ordered, and in the pink. and 1,500 meters, and send me an invoice for that, or I can message you after I get off of here. I'm so excited. Those colors are so pretty. They are. The video, she's got a video, and oh my gosh, those colors are just terrible. The pink is Cassis. Yes, Cassis. That's what I want. I don't know if I got the actual name in the screenshots that I got. I was taking screenshots while the video was playing. Erica says, whoop whoop. Yeah, Andrea, send me an invoice for the Cassis. The 1,500 meters, the 4-ply. They're so pretty. Alright, does anybody have questions about the tea cow? Anybody have questions about the yarn that we're talking about? Does anybody have any questions about where to find the event that we're doing? And has pretty much everybody watched or at least tried the event? There are more starry cakes coming, cough, cough. Oh, Andrea, I'm going to be broke. I can't wait to see them. They're so pretty. Angela said, yes, please, to Andrea. Uh-oh, Melinda, we're going to be broke. Melinda said, oh, Andrea. Oh, I'm so excited. So anyway, yeah, so if we get the yarn dildos in, I will let you guys all know. God, I'm so excited. And then we can go from there. Kim said, there goes my next check. And Melinda said, yes, we are. Oh, goodness. Okay, so, did anybody not try the, practice piece that we did? Does anybody have any questions about that? I'm still getting notifications from Facebook. Okay, so if everybody has tried it, please take the time to at least watch the video. Andrea said breathe. I'm trying to. There's just so much yarn ideas going around in here about how pretty they're going to be and what colors they might be and what I'm going to order, and it's breathtaking. So I hope you guys have watched the videos that are at the top of the page that have the practice piece. I do not call it a practice swatch because we're not swatching anything. This was more so that you guys could practice the stitches and be familiar with them. And that way when we start the tea cow, there's not going to be so many questions. You guys will pretty much be familiar with it and watch the videos. And I know sometimes it's super hard to start something new and be like, oh, I kind of watched the video, I got it. But just to practice is a good idea. So I look forward to seeing everybody in the tea cow. Melissa said, pics of the final products with the pretty yarn, please. Yes, I am trying to figure out what I'm going to make with the 3 that I got coming. They're not here yet. But with the gauge swatch that I do from this, I'm going to know how big of a project I'll be able to make. Melinda said, so many pretties and ideas, it's hard to breathe. Yes, it is. It is. You get so many ideas. And then the thing is, you order yarn, and it got to come through customs. And then you get it, and you're like, oh, I remember ordering this. What was I going to make with it? But, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. Hence me having a whole cabinet back here. And like I said, I can't wait to start the shawl that I'm getting ready to do after this tea cow starts. It's going to look like an American flag. I'm super excited. So, if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to, we are going to have a video on blocking when we're done with this. So that's what I said. Please calculate about 14 inches per skein and make sure that that's long enough for you. And when we block, this is going to get a pinch bigger. Do not think it's going to grow 6 inches. Gloria said, I need help. I look at all that pretty yarn, but I have no idea what to make. I can't envision what it will look like or how much you need for a project. Yes, after I do the swatch and the hook size, I get it figured out for Tunisian because it's different than a knitting needle, then I will let you know. And that way you guys can figure out about how many stitches this will make. And that way you guys can figure out how much you need to make something depending on how many stitches and how many inches you want, because I'll figure out square inches and that ought to help you guys. Angela said breathe slowly and crochet on. Melinda said in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's hard sometimes. There's so many pretty colors. And then I got this for a baby blanket, and this is super big. This is like, it's got this like thick pieces in it. See them? And oh my gosh, I'm so excited to work this up too. This is 1,000 meters and it's a 4-ply, but it seems like it's much more because it's much bigger. So yeah, I'm excited to use that one too. And what is this? And I got this one. That's down in the pink section. I got all kinds. Melinda said that's mighty big. It is. I want to use that to make up a small stroller kind of square blanket from the middle out. I think it'll be fantastic. And I look forward to doing that with the double-ended hooks. See? Eric said meters. Come on now, you know my math. I will do it in inches for you guys. You'll be fine. Andrea said I'm never going to wind that stuff again. Feels. Angela says buying in bulk now. Yes. It's cheaper shipping. Okay, guys. So please head on over to the group, the top of the group. Join the event. I invited as many people that are personal friends of mine. That's how I can't tag members. I don't know why it's that way, but I got as many people as I could get that have sent me friend requests, and I invited them all. So pop on over to the events, and it says Rectangle Shawl. Pop in that you guys are going to join us, and the videos and everything else are getting set up. Everything will be done in there Friday and Saturday for everyone to get ready to start. And get your yarn. Like I said, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I got to start. I'm going to be behind. Hobby Lobby has their yarn on sale next week. If you got to wait till next week, you are not going to be behind. This is not a rush. This is a learning thing that we're all doing together, and it's not going to be anything rushed. We like to have fun in here. We like to play around. And we like to learn things, and we're here to help you. Don't ever feel like there's ever a stupid question or it's been asked 1,000 times. This is a learning group. We're here to help. I know how hard it was to find stuff when I started Tunisian, and it was very difficult. Melinda says we have so much fun in here. We do. I like to keep it that way. It's like a big family, my big crochet family. And before you know it, heck, we'll have 10,000 people in here. This group has grown much faster than I thought it was going to. So I'm going to wrap things up in here. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. There is a questions flyer in the events too. And you guys can do that. And Erica says, can I crochet during aqua aerobics? Actually, I did see a post where somebody had a floaty and they had yarn on it and they were doing the leg exercises and crocheting. So, yes, you can. Um, you can do anything. Go get them, girl. I crochet in the tub, so yeah, you can. All right. If you guys have any questions about the tea-cow, I look to see you all over there. And Angela said swimsuit. Oh, I was in the bubble bath. I didn't have no swimsuit on, but Erica does. She's doing aqua aerobics at the Y. She's getting her cardio on. Melinda said video that, Erica Taylor. All right, guys. Andrea will let us know when the yarn dildos are going to be in, and we will be working on the event, and it will be, everything will be ready for you guys this weekend. So come on over and join us. I will see you guys next Wednesday, if not before. If there's something I feel like we need to do in the tea-cow or over here, I'll pop on and do a live, and it'll stay up so that you guys can see it whenever you want to. And, oh, and another thing. To give away all my yarn purchases, and how many I've had, you get a candle for each purchase shipment you make. Not purchase, shipment. So I have got yarn shipped to my house. I get a candle. So that tells you I've ordered, 5-6 times. So, alright guys, see you all next week. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to any of your questions that you have in the tea-cow. Go over there and join us, and have a great week.